Hello students, this is Waqar Ahmed, your economics teacher from Cambridge International School, the Suha. And in today's lesson, we will start chapter number 2, Indian Economy from 1950 till 1990. And as you are aware, in the previous chapter, we studied the situation from economic point of view of different sectors at the time of independence. And in the conclusion, we came to know that overall the situation was very bad as far as economic growth, per capita output, foreign trade, industrial sector, demographic indicators or infrastructure are considered, some other sectors as well. The situation was not up to the mark and we were at the bottom of the economies if we talk about global level. So, this other chapter gave us an idea that what was the task in front of our leaders as far as economic situation is concerned. So comes 15th of August 1947 and every Indian knows the meaning and value of this date, and India becomes free from the web of that oppressing British rule, but that is for some another day. We will be talking about the economic implications. Now, when we became free, the biggest question as far as economics is concerned was that now which economic system should be adopted by us. There used to be many economic systems, so which is the most suitable for us? As far as the biggest leader of that time and all time is considered, Pandit Nehru personally was inclined towards socialist or communist system, but that system, he knew that system is good from his personal point of view, but that system will not work in India, because in that system all the means of production, means all the factors of production comes under the control of government, and private owners have got no role to play in the economic development or in the economy. But Pandit Nehru knows, and just for example I am telling you, Indian Congress Party regularly received donations from some of the biggest domestic industrial houses of that time. Whenever Gandhiji came to Delhi, he used to stay at Birla Bhavan. That Birla Bhavan belonged to the Birla group of companies, as we popularly say Tata Birla. So, this is just an example to show you that Indian National Congress was not the party of common man, it was also the party of rich men and industrialists. So, when we became free, it was not morally correct to take away all the property, all the assets of those industrial houses. So, this explanation is to give you an idea why Pandit Nehru knew that Soviet type of socialist system will not work in India. We need to do something else. So, a lot of deliberations and discussions happened between the thinkers and leaders of that time, and then we settled on a system which was very close to socialist system, but it was without the drawbacks of socialist systems. It was a socialist system, but it also allowed private property, private business to flourish, plus it also allowed democracy. Yes, if you will look at the socialist system, it is just kind of rule of one single party. We will be discussing it further. So, India adopted a system which was close to socialist system, but it was without its drawbacks, and it allowed private property, private businesses, and it also allowed democracy. So, after it, we drafted an industrial plan known as Industrial Policy Resolution of 1948, and some directive principles means some rules were made and they were put into the constitution, that is directive principles. And to implement this system in 1950 we established planning commission. It consisted of planning commission was a group of pupils which were selected from all of the industries. They were industry experts. They were some expert belongs to industrial sector, some experts belong to agricultural sector, some to foreign trade, some to demography. They were they sit together and then they made the plan which should be followed by Indian government. So planning commission was established in 1950 and its head used to be the sitting prime minister. So types of economic systems. As far as economic systems are considered, there are three economic systems: capitalist economic system or market economic system, then socialist economic system or communist economic system, and number three is mixed economy. And as far as capitalist economic system is concerned, the main characteristics of this system are: number one, resources are owned by private enterprises; number two, no government interference in conducting of the businesses; number three, the main motive of every firm or economy as a whole is profit maximization. These are the three characteristics. Okay? And number four, we can say, for example, that this economy is ruthless. It produces goods and services only for those who can buy them or who can pay for them. There is no social consideration, there is no welfare consideration in this economy. And that is why it creates a unequal income distribution or creates an economic gap between rich and poor, which is difficult to fill or difficult to cover. So this is an economic system I have explained in brief. And generally most of the economies of today, be it North America, Canada, countries of Western Europe like France, Italy, Spain, Germany, or New Zealand, or Australia, or some other countries, most of the countries follow this system. Means you will find no country which follows 100% capitalist economic system or 100% socialist economic system, but most of the countries are tilting their economic focus towards capitalist economic system, which is emotionless, ruthless, which has no place for poor. Now socialist economy. And as far as socialist economy is concerned, first three main characteristics: all the factors of production are owned by the government. The main motive of the economy is social welfare. And number three, government controls every production, every economic activity. So if all the factors of production are controlled and governed by government, then what is the basis of production? The basis of production is equal rights. Equal rights means there is no rich, there is no poor, there is only one class, and that is citizen class of that country. Means housing, same housing for everyone, same transport facility for everyone, same schooling for everyone, same medical facilities for everyone. So the basic dictum or basic rule for the government is equal rights for everyone. Means private companies or individuals have got no role to play whatsoever. Means they are non-existent in socialist economy. The production happens according to the planning authorities. Means they will plan that what is required for the economy, and that those goods and services will be produced and provided to the people of that country. From this planning sense, India took 5-year plans from this characteristic of socialist economy. If you kind of knew, then till 2017 we always used to have a 5-year plan in action. We will be talking about that further as well. So, that 5-year planning was taken by Indian leaders or Indian mixed economy from this characteristic of socialist economy. And as I have just told you, the main motive was that everyone should grow, everyone should get all the similar benefits, everyone should get welfare from the state. So, it was good, it looks good to hear that everyone is getting same facilities, there is no rich class, there is no poor class. But if you will go deep into this system, then this system has got one basic flaw which I understand is that it rarely appreciates creativity. Means everyone will get same housing, even if you are the best doctor of the district, you will get the same housing, and you are the worst doctor of the district, you will get the same housing. Means in every profession, if you are the best player, you will get the same housing, you are just an average or bad player, you will get the same housing. I am just taking an example of housing. So, what is the benefit for an individual to excel in his field, and why would he excel? What is the motive? What is the motivation behind being an excellent doctor, teacher, player? Nothing. So, this is the flaw which I think is or was the biggest weak point of this system, or which kind of caused the end of this system. So, this was socialist economy for you. I am just summing up. All controls under the with the government, no private property, no private company, social welfare was the main motive. So, now comes mixed economy, and as the name is suggesting, mixed of what? Mixture of a golden combination of all the positives of capitalist economy or market economy and all the positives of socialist economy or command economy. So, it created a system in which all of the planning were for the masses or for the citizens were done by a central authority like planning commission in case of India, but it also allowed the private firms and private businesses to do their work, but it created an overseeing authority. It created some committees which will look after that whether in different sectors the private companies are playing by the book, means they are following the rules. So, private companies were allowed, but with overseeing by the government through different committees. For example, government allowed different states to open state stock exchanges. Yes, there used to be every state used to have a stock exchange of its own, although Bombay Stock Exchange was the biggest stock exchange of the country, but there were UP Stock Exchange, Bihar Stock Exchange, Maharashtra Stock Exchange, etc., etc. But government established SEBI, Stock and Exchange Board of India, Securities and Exchange Board of India, to overlook or to oversight on all these stock exchanges. So, this system of oversighting was a master stroke which prevented private companies from overcharging or from discriminating between different set of consumers. And as I discussed in the starting of the lesson, that when our leaders and thinkers adopted this system was mixed economy without the drawbacks of socialist system, but all the characteristics of socialist system. So, what mixed economy does is that it allows private companies, it appreciates actually private companies that they are required to provide different goods and services to the consumers or to the citizens which government is unable to provide, or which government thinks that should be produced by private companies. But in mixed economy, the central planning authority, the planning commission or the government knows that if these private companies or private firms are given will are means are given a free hand, then they will start overcharging from the consumers, then they will start discriminating between different set of consumers. So to avoid this, an oversight was established or planned for those drawbacks of socialist economy. So it kind of gave the benefits of both system to the government and to the citizen of India. So after 15th of August 1947, after independence, out of these three economic systems, Indian leaders choose this mixed economic system because of its characteristics, and those characteristics were it gave free hand, not free hand, but it gave permission to private companies to do business, means this was required, and this was good, because private companies and private firms always believe in competition. But as we know that too much competition is not good, so to stop that, government gave them a limited role. And just for you to means kind of to make you understand things in correct picture, at that point of time 80% of the sectors were under government control, but government gave 20% sectors to private sector to operate and do their business. So this was mixed economy for the leaders, means we adopted mixed economy after independence. Now to make you understand things graphically, you can see that on your left pure socialist system, on your right pure capitalist system. So the country closest to following the market systems are US and Japan, and the country closest to following the command economy or socialist economy is North Korea. Then if we move from communism to capitalism, we see that after North Korea, China and Venezuela are still somehow socialist economies, but because they do allow private companies to do business, so we cannot club them into socialist economy, but they are mixed economies which favor socialism more than capitalism. Then comes India, and then comes France and Sweden. So India is still a economy which favors socialism rather than it favors capitalism. But I must say that in the last 20 to 30 years we are tilting or moving towards capitalism more, and we are step by step going towards capitalism. But still we have because India is a very populous country and a democratic country, so there are responsibilities of government to do social welfare work for its citizen. So still there is somehow some socialistic flavor in our economy. Then comes France and Sweden, which do provide some services to their citizens. Means if you are aware, then in France and in Sweden as well, the education and health is still under government control. So government provide educational facilities and health facilities to their citizens, although private universities, private hospitals do exist, but the facilities provided by the government are way cheaper and at per the private corporations. So citizens or the French people and Swedish people still prefer to avail government facilities because they are top notch and they are cheap. So they are kind of capitalist economies, mixed economies, sorry, but tilting towards capitalism. And there are so many other countries. So this diagram is just to give you an idea that generally there are no pure socialist or capitalist economies which exist in this world. but countries or mixed economies, some of which favor socialism and some of which favor capitalism. So that's it for today, students. Tomorrow we will continue this chapter number 2, Indian economy from 1950 to 1990. Tomorrow you have a quiz which is very important for you to attempt because of your attendance, and in July 3 hours examination is there, and I hope that 8 to 10 hours are being devoted by you regularly, daily, and maybe 10 to 12 hours on weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So keep doing that. Very good for you, very good for your board result. And that's it for today. Tomorrow some new topics. Till then, stay inside, stay healthy, stay safe. Bye.